This thing on. Alright. Hey everyone. So, it's February 16th. When I came out this morning, I noticed my apple tree starting to put out these little blossoms. Not blossoms, but starting to wake up. There's some green right there, and some more green on the tips. This one is more obvious right there. You can see that. So I need to get this in the ground. It needs to start rooting in the ground and getting used to being in the ground instead of in a pot. So I need to get that done now, and it's going to go right here in this spot right there. So I need to move this out of the way. There used to be a rubber tree here, and I thought it was going to be a pain in the butt to actually get the roots or the trunk out. But my surprise, I just came over here and kicked it, and it snapped right off. So it's completely rotten. It's just falling apart. So that means it's going to be a lot easier to clean it out, to clear this area for me to plant. Now I'm plant this tree away that I've planted trees with. It's a group called Tree People, and I like their technique. It really works. And what it is they dig a hole about, depending on the tree, I would say this one about 2 feet deep, and you completely excavate all that soil out of there, and you line it with plastic, and then you also underneath it you run a, come over here, you run one of these kind of something you add to your what do you call it, rain gutters. It's a little extension thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill a bunch of holes through this, and it's going to go at the bottom of the hole like so. This might not be long enough. I think I have another one. I'll play around with this and see if it'll work. If not, I have a second option. Using these right here. These will also do the same thing. It's just basically aerating the soil, keeping the soil aerated. And the way these work is connect them like so. Have little clasps for them, and they like to go around the base. So this will go around the root ball. Okay. What it is going to add air to the soil. Just keep it aerated. Water can flow easily, can drain easily, get down to where the roots are. If the pipe does work, what I'm going to do is fill that pipe with gravel. This will be a lot easier. Gravel right here. This stuff is quickreat, so you definitely have to wash this. Any kind of gravel you're going to use, if it's not intended, to set a foundation for, say for pouring concrete, then you need to rinse it very well. All the little dust in there will harden just as hard as concrete, so I need to rinse all that stuff out of there. I only want the rocks. And it's going to go inside of this rain gutter, of which I'm going to drill a ton of holes into it. So fill with gravel, drill a bunch of holes, place it in the ground, fill it with gravel, and you water the tree, your plant, through the openings, and you also feed through the openings that are above the surface, such as this. So this be full of gravel, full of holes, and you water and feed through here. Since there be a bunch of holes here, all that feed and nutrients and water are going to go straight down to the roots. It's not going to get wasted. It's not going to run off. Alright. Also broke out the tiller. Yep, finally got a tiller. It's used, but it works perfectly. I've used it many times already on job sites. And since the weather is starting to really kick into gear for spring, I'm going to go ahead and turn my beds right now. I usually like to, I like to turn them as soon as I pull out the tomatoes. So back in October I should have turned the soil, which is something I normally do, but I didn't get around to it this time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the beds. My main tomato plot, which this year is actually going to be nothing but chilies, peppers, stuff like that. My tomatoes are going to go on the other side, my other section on the other side of the wall here. I'm also going to turn my other bed over there, that area. Potatoes, yeah, they're gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to tear them out. Oh well. So, alright, I'm gonna get started. Clear this all out, and then get the tree in. And I'll show you guys the steps on how I'm gonna plant this pink lady apple tree. Alright, be right back. Alright everyone, so the bed is cleared up. Got all the Christmas tree stuff up. Didn't go in the trash. It's gonna be used for dry additive to the compost pile. Now before I turn it, what I like to do is I like to add whatever food nutrients that I have on hand. Stuff, you know, stuff like this. I never use it in actual any house plants or anything like that. This kind of stuff does have a shelf life, so if it gets towards the end where it says no longer good use or no longer has the same effect, I just dump it all in here. It's all nutrients, it's all extra nutrients. I also like to add some of this calcium. This is actually reptile calcium. You add it to their food, to the crickets, and when they eat the crickets they get a calcium supplement. It's D3. And I also have some blood meal. Not much in there, not going to make a difference, but I'm going to empty it out. Just pour it right on top, and then tip it all in. And I like to do a little de-weeding before I till. I don't like to, or even if you just turn it by, you know, with a shovel. I like to de-weed. I don't like to turn all the weeds in, because then it just pop right up and spread out more. Alright, go ahead and get this tilled up. Good morning everyone. It's February 17th, and didn't get a chance to finish up the garden plot last night or yesterday. This is what I do have done. Come on, tripod. So I went ahead and put the railroad ties down, squared it up. My tree was supposed to go right there in the corner, but I put this one tie down, and it's like, oh, that looks pretty good. But then I had 3 others. I was like, what the hell? I'm just gonna toss it all on there. It looks pretty good. Got a nice square, even plot. Tilled this thing 3 times because there was tons of what do you call those, grubs. I even went around and squished some with my fingers. I'm going to go through this a few more times to try to bust up as many grubs as I can. I'm planning to plant I'm not sure what I'm going to plant right here actually. So far in the back, along the corner, behind that last railroad tie is going to be nothing but corn. And here, I don't know, chilies, bell peppers, broccoli, maybe some other stuff. Now I'm just trying to figure out where to plant my tree. I want it there, but it's going to get big and it's going to pull nutrients out of the garden bed from other plants. So I don't know. I definitely need to get it in the ground though. Alright, I'm going to finish up my coffee. Just keep thinking about it. And yeah, I'll be back. Hey everyone, welcome to my hole. You guys are in a hole. Alright, let's get out, stop playing around. Alright, so this is the hole I'm going to plant the tree in. It's pretty big, so I decided just to go with the corner like I originally planned to do. Alright, I'll show you guys what I was talking about. I'm not going to go with the plastic. All I have is a pond liner, which is pretty expensive stuff. You want to use it on something like this. Try either PVC plastic or some other kind of affordable cheap plastic. Alright, so I'm going to go with this item here, aerator. What we're going to do is put this on the inside like this. second piece. Go around. Like that. Alright. Get it down pretty deep. There we go. That works for me. Alright. For the soil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that the rest of that stuff. Use the rest of this organic choice near the grow product. We're going to go ahead and mix it in with the soil that I pulled out of there. Now you could just use it straight, but I'm worried about burning the roots. Handy dandy tiller. Alright, so that's a pretty good mix. Ooh. Smells rich. So, back to the hole. What I'm going to do is go ahead and toss some of this in to the hole now. Where's the hole? Not a problem of mine. Just toss some of this on the bottom. Okay. That's good enough. Tree. Pull it on out. And then the hole, kind of tap it a little bit. Alright, position it where you want it. Angle it. Right now, see this? I was a little upset when I got it. I pre-ordered this and this thing is kind of slanted. The root ball and the trunk. Alright, so you want to straighten it out right now. And then go ahead and toss all your soil. Cover it all up in there. Now I'm also going to go ahead and stake this to make sure it doesn't shift as it gets rooted. Alright, I'm going to give it a light tug upward just to get the soil around the roots on the bottom. And you don't want to go no higher than your root ball. So this is as high as I'm going to go with it right now. And you're going to be filling soil in because it's going to constantly sink a little bit by little bit. Eventually, a lot of the soil will end up getting compacted and used. That's the tree. Get up here. That's my apple tree. Alright. Another thing I did today was I moved the roses from the other side to this side. So there's two new ones there. I moved that. I don't know what I'm going to put that yet, but yeah, I had a bunch of roses on this side. I couldn't feed them the same rose feed because it has pesticides in it, and I don't want it to affect my grapes. I had a volunteer tomato grow here, and it smelled just like the Bear product. I wouldn't eat any of those tomatoes. So the grapes didn't seem to pick up on it too much. Grapes taste fine. So this is actually a lot more full than it was previously. Can't wait. And what I did is I added a little bit of Bear 2-in-1 granules. And I'm going to go back right now over it with potash. It's a seaweed, potash derived from seaweed. So this stuff right here. So Dr. Earth seaweed concentrate. Maybe clean it off, you can see it better. So it's 4.5% potash. So that's going to help spur root development. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. I also went ahead and cleaned up, tilled up this plot right here. It's looking pretty good. So I need to go ahead and re-level this one a little bit, cause tree. And this I need to go through it with the tiller, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I need some compost for this before I can do that. Alright, I'll give you guys a final sneak peek once I get everything cleaned up. Right now it's kind of a mess, there's stuff all over the place. And I pulled up the potatoes that were growing. And yeah, we call these look, I don't know if it's a russet. Kind of look like the russets. So, pulled up the potatoes. They're small. Perfect for reseeding, using as seeds. So I'm going to put them, find a spot and plant them again. Alright, I'm going to get this finished up and show you guys the final cleaned up yard. Alright, that's it. Alright everyone, so the yard's all tidied up and ready for its true viewing. So I'm happy with the way the roses are looking. A little bit more compact, it's perfect. It's the right amount of space in between. I was able to remove the border here, and as you can see it's perfectly straight with the brick. Which is what I intended it to do when I first did the border. Didn't turn out that way. Alright, here's the apple tree in the ground. Got this stake here to get it upright, hold it there for a while until the roots get established and it gets rooted, gets anchored in that position. I planted this parsley last year. I just keep on letting it bolt, seeds drop, and more parsley grows. That's usually how parsley works for me. I only have to plant it once. Alright. Not too shabby. Alright. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna have a slideshow at the end of this video, before and after photos that I took. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Still got some mess to clean up. This is the rain bird system and the border I pulled out, and yeah, my workbench. Still gotta get my strawberries in. I'm still debating where I want to put them, either in the front or in this plot right here. I don't know yet. Alright, peace.